has done something that most people would never even attempt to do. Diane Shay is trying to hold people accountable for what they did. Not only to her, but to somebody that was in long-term care. I've spoken to Diane a few times since then. If my parents ever end up in long-term care, if your parents ever end up in long-term care, the person that you want beside you is Diane Shay. What has been done to her by intimidation. And I have one regret, and that is I changed my plea, or I voted again guilty in 2011. This case needs to go to court. The truth needs to be told, and it should not be done at her expense. We have a situation here that the truth has to be known. You cannot fix something until you know what is broken. What happened? How did it happen? And how do we fix it to make sure it never happens again? If you asked me to describe my year and a half on City Council, it would start off with disappointment. It would then turn to disgust. Then it would go to rage. The Glenstordon Lodge is a good facility. It is a facility that we are proud of in the city of Cornwall. Is this an isolated incident? Maybe, but it is still there. We teach our children when they deal with intimidation and bulliness to come forward and talk to us so that we can help in some way. They go to school, they talk continuously about intimidation and they talk about abuse. But then what do we do in the city of Cornwall? We bury it behind closed doors. It has to be talked about. It has to be talked about in the community. We have to all sit down and say, what can we do to make it better? I'm going to end it at that for now, but you can be sure that during the campaign there is more to come, and I'm not afraid to say it. If Diane Shay can go through 6 years of this, I can go through 6 weeks. To Mr. Kilger, debate the issues. This has been a topic of discussion in this community for the past 4 years. It isn't going to go away. The last thing, I would like to see happen is that case be settled at this time. To pay off Diane Shay is not the answer. It goes to court, but not at her expense. We find it out, we fix it if we can. Maybe there will be recommendations that come out. And whatever the court decides as punitive damages, so be it. I'm going to end it there for now. And what I will say that I also said in my release that we were going to talk about the vision for Cornwall. Let me tell you, that'll be debated well in the upcoming election. But you as electors, I have a message for you. Do you want to vote for me for my vision? Or do you want to vote for your vision? The next council will be elected on October the 27th. They will be inaugurated in December. Once they are inaugurated, that's when the division should be developed with the 11 people that have been elected and bringing you along at the same time. But I will talk about ideas through the campaign. I want to thank you all for coming. If I'd like to meet each and every one of you before you leave. May not remember all of your names, but certainly. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, Diane Shay. All right, there's coffee there. That door is going to be open. The bar is open. If you'd like a drink.